A lot of people have asked me recently how they can strengthen their hands safely. I know you want to get better, and it's great that you want to exercise because exercise is essential to that. But you have to do the right exercises the right way. Let me explain why doing so-called strengthening exercises such as wrist curls or squeezing rubber balls or stretching rubber bands simply adds more strain, inflammation, and injury to already damaged tissues. Hello, I'm Deborah Quilter, and I've written 2 books on repetitive strain injury, and I'm here to guide you through your RSI journey. When you have RSI, it can manifest as extreme weakness. It's logical to think you should be doing exercises for those weak muscles in order to regain strength. And you will see a lot of videos online, and sometimes even physical therapists will give you exercises I mentioned before, such as wrist curls, squeezing rubber balls, or stretching rubber bands. And these are things that I don't recommend. Let me explain why you shouldn't be doing these kinds of things. They might be appropriate in other circumstances, but if you have repetitive strain injury, you are weak because of overuse. Overuse, such as when you're constantly typing, scrolling, texting on your phone. This can result in microtrauma that leads to inflammation and/or soft tissue damage in the form of cellular degeneration. Your soft tissues haven't had enough time to recover from overuse, and they become scarred and weak and grow back in a chaotic fashion. This new tissue can be disorganized and weaker than the healthy tissue, thus more prone to re-injury. Injured tissues don't respond the same way to exercise that normal, uninjured tissue does. So doing these kinds of strengthening exercises simply leads to more overuse, exacerbating the problem. And this can lead to a vicious cycle of injury, rehab, and re-injury. If you rest your wrist while you're typing, you are constantly dorsiflexing. This is a leading risk factor for repetitive strain injury. So now, if you're doing a wrist curl with weights, you are adding weight to the very activity that gave you the injury in the first place. You don't want to do that. It just makes everything worse. You're straining already strained and damaged tissues. Does this mean that you have to stop using your hands completely? No. Use them normally and avoid the activity that got you into trouble in the first place, as well as any activity that bothers your hands. If you want to strengthen your muscles, focus on your core muscles, especially the ones on your back. Those muscles are typically weak on people with repetitive strain injury. And poor posture is a leading cause of repetitive strain injury. You will use your hands better and sit in better posture if your muscles are stronger. So instead of doing exercises that require hand use, do the exercises that I recommend on my exercise playlist. They will strengthen your back and your postural muscles, such as the erector spinae, latissimus dorsi, and rhomboids. The other thing that is really helpful is to do cardio, even if it's just taking a walk, because that will get your blood flowing, and that helps the healing process by bringing oxygen and essential nutrients to the damaged tissues. I have designed a whole bunch of great exercises specifically for people with repetitive strain injury. You can find them on the exercise playlist on my channel. You'll get some great ideas there. If you have a question, drop them in the comments below, and be sure to watch the video that's coming up next for more great information about repetitive strain injury.